Hello guys and welcome to today's video. Today is the fifth installment of our EOP acceptance sort of run through solo guides of each champ, and today, as you can see, we're on Kraven. So Kraven is one of those who on the fourth side, in my opinion, it sort of ranks. I think Icarus is probably the hardest, Penny is very annoying because she's Penny, Scorpion, and then Kraven. I would say Kraven's probably the easier of this of these four. But obviously this is where you have to stop using Hercules if you're going for the challenges, or obviously continue using him if you're just going for completion, as that's what I'll be doing, just to get the completion done, and then I'll begin the challenges after that. So let's begin with what nodes he's got and a good way to take him. So he's got outside in. If you're far away, you get rooted. Activating a special removes the root. Right, he starts indefinitely as an unblockable, and then if you knock him down with a special attack, he becomes unstoppable, which is obviously then very annoying. He also gains a bar of power every time. Well, that's how it's Matador, so obviously if he throws a special attack, you gain a bar of power. Return policy, so if he's nullified, he gains a bar of power. And then defective defense, blocking an attack gives you a 100% chance to get a disorient, reducing block proficiency by 25%, which is obviously quite large. Only a 50-50 chance of getting that disorient if the block is a well-timed block, but I would probably just say about trying to avoid blocking in general. The problem with Kraven is he does, as with any Kraven in the whole game, any quest, you've got try and push him to his SP2 so he doesn't put that that trap laying his trap on the SP1, which is very annoying. Things to think about are obviously the defect defense, I think it's called defective defense. So you want to try and avoid blocking. You want to make sure that you're aware that he's beginning unblockable, as that can be really annoying. And Riot, I would sort of recommend for this Kraven is there are obviously some good counters, regular counters like a Penny, a Kitty Pryde is a good counter. Shang-Chi again, quite a good counter. Hercules obviously works very well for this. But then you also have champs who will nullify, can be quite useful, because if the goal of Kraven is to get him to his SP2, very important to nullify them, because then that gives him a bar of power. Couldn't take him to his SP2, and then that will allow you to sort of keep him at his SP2 constantly. So this is really effective. Other than that, I think a champ with slow on can be useful, or as I said, a mystic who nullifies his unstoppable or unblockable. This just means that once it's gone, it doesn't come back again. So obviously, if he's struck with a first hit for heavy, and he doesn't have an unstoppable, it can't be replaced with an unblockable because there is no unstoppable. So someone with a slow is also very useful for this. Again, a Shang-Chi, Quicksilver can work for this, although he does have class disadvantage. She-Hulk is quite good in the A-Force ones. Scarlet Witch, again, is another one who, nullifies. But we'll get onto that little part of the video when we get into the spreadsheet, which will be coming up in a minute. I just want to, before we move on to that, just want to say, if you guys are enjoying, please leave a like. Please do subscribe as well. As I said in the last video, we're sort of stuck on around 330 subscribers. I really appreciate everyone who is already here, but if you're just joining and you've seen these guides and they've given you a little bit of help, please do subscribe, and it helps the channel out massively. I'd love to grow it to, love to hit 1,000 subscribers. That is obviously the main goal right now. But if this is helping you out, then, please leave a like as well. It'll be massively appreciated, and then I know that you guys are taking a bit from these videos and they're helping you out. So good counters for him. We've got Shang-Chi, Kitty Pryde, Archangel is able to do this fight. Obviously Hercules is very useful for this fight. Then we've got CGR. He's able to just sort of nuke that fight really quickly. It's just any real champ who's able to stop that unstoppable. Apart from that, there's really not much to him. It's just about staying quite aggressive because of the root, and making sure that he doesn't hit your block, so that disorient debuff doesn't apply. So yeah, he works really nice for this. All those champs work really well. You can also bring in other champs as well. So if we look at my team for the Kraven, Professor X will work, Overseer could work, Herc could work, Rintra will be really useful in neutralizing the unstoppable and unblockable buff. Ultron, again, is quite useful for this fight. Gallon You know, you can take him down with Gallon and Hulkling. So there are a lot of champs who you can use for Kraven. He is just a Kraven with Matador and that annoying Riot. But once you get past that, there's not too much to him. So let's go and jump into the spreadsheet, talk about who works at the Cringe Challenges and who the best champs will be. I'll see you guys there. Hello guys, so we're at the spreadsheet for Kraven. Let's jump in. As you guys know, the grey means these things that are aware. This will be shared in the Discord. If you are new to these videos or new to the channel, join the Discord. That'd be great. You can see all of this in there. I'll be posting it in. Also leave a comment and a like if you're enjoying, as I said. But yeah, let's jump in. So the grey, obviously we've got that Riot with the unblockable, unstoppable. Matador, making sure that you make him use his SP2 so you don't get hit by that rooted. Avoid parrying or blocking to get rid of that disorient, and remember that he starts unblockable. So let's jump into the Cringe Challenges, who will be best. This is that top row. For the Spider side, Stealthy is very good because he puts the slow on, that then prevents his unstoppable. As I said, the left side for the Spiders, try go that way. The right side will be very, very difficult. So Stealthy in 2099 can work. 2099 because he's just an absolute boss. Really, really great champ. And Stealthy because he has that slow for the unstoppable. Then with the robots, this one is a little bit different. I would say Dragon Man or Ultron are very, very good counters. Dragon Man because he is able to get rid of that unblockable, and he is also able to take Kraven down quite quickly. And Ultron or Omega Sentinel, again, Omega Sentinel, Nimrod or Ultron are very useful. Ultron just allows you to sort of keep that stun in there. That stun then is able to help you get to that SP2. It's only from the SP1, so you're able to use that quite quickly. You are able to regen. A big Ultron is also able to have his special attacks at the ready, and his SP3 can drain some of Kraven's power, so that's really useful. He doesn't get rid of the unstoppable, which is very annoying. So you've got to be very careful. You can play this Kraven in two ways, as I mentioned. Play him as a completely unblockable and don't use any special attacks, or get ready to counter his special attacks with a heavy, so that unstoppable is gone straight away, or puts a slow on him. Then with the dimensional beings, Hood or CGR. CGR is a good counter because, or a good one to use because you can absolutely smash through that Kraven, take 3 revives, do all of his health, job done. And Hood's good because he can get rid of that unstoppable, as we said, which is sort of the main issue of this fight. Drugs, another one, very, very useful. Is a bit of an MVP for this, for both the Brotherhood of Mutants and Thunderbolt's task. You can do 2 in 1, as you guys know, with 2 Jugs and a Rogue. I think it's Rogue, or it could just be 2 Jugs. I'm not 100% sure about that. So he is very good for this fight. Again, Unstoppable versus Unstoppable. He does have I think he has the Nullify, or does he have a Stagger? I'm not 100% sure. I think he's got one of them, which is able to get rid of that Unstoppable, as we've said. And then moving on to the Brotherhood of Mutants. Omega Red, because he is able to stay close to Kraven, do a lot of damage with the degen. He is starting unblockable, which again is quite an issue. And you do have Matador, but it shouldn't be too tricky of a fight. Any of the mutants can really work. Omega Red, very, very, very useful. Red Mags can work, although Kraven isn't metal. And then in the A-Force, we've got Scarlet Witch or She-Hulk. She-Hulk gets rid of the Unstoppable, but she does have class disadvantage, whereas Scarlet Witch has that Nullify, which you can then use to get rid of his Unstoppable, but also give him a bar of power, very similar to Dragon Man, meaning that you keep him, which in turn makes the whole fight easier. So let's jump into the gameplay now then. We've got sort of 2 ways. This one is just going to be one with Kitty Pryde, sort of showing how I go about fighting Kraven with her. As I said, with this one, you have to just remember that he's unblockable. This caught me out right at the beginning. I kept finding myself being either not aggressive enough and getting rooted, or too aggressive, trying to dash in and getting hit by his unblockable. So having Kitty Pryde here is very, very handy. It does make it a whole lot easier. The other quite good thing is by you've got to keep him to his SP2, as I've mentioned, just because he's unblockable. So this is pretty important, because if you get hit by his SP1, as you guys know, you'll see that it's not hard to dex, but you just end up getting trapped. And then once you're trapped, you have to, like, I got lucky there that the special special one sort of like it made contact, but I didn't struggle too much. But you can see here, like if I'm gonna get hit by the trap again, I'm gonna have to try and do some damage through there. That's the best way to do it, is to throw your special attack, make him unstoppable, and then counter his heavy with your special attack. So that is sort of the main way of taking on this Kraven. Watching out for that unblockable, and then countering the unblockable once you've thrown a special attack, countering his heavy attack with your heavy attack to then make him back to unblockable, and basically that's it. You know, the hardest part about this fight is it being unblockable, but I would also say that if you can put a slow on this Kraven, that works an absolute treat, because obviously he then doesn't go unstoppable. You can sort of keep him in there. Maybe don't try and throw any special attacks once he is unblockable, once you've got that slow on him, and it shouldn't be too much of an issue. So that's basically all there is for this fight. You want to keep him to his SP2, as you can see here. I'm letting him get to his SP2, then I'm trying to get him to throw it. If I throw my special attack, it is countering his heavy with my heavy, because that's all about basically about the spacing. But you can see there that can happen, is where you get stuck in the trap because you're too far away from him. So what you've got to do in his special one and his special two is stay relatively close to him, so you don't get trapped by that timer, which you can see I keep doing there. So hopefully this video has helped you out. If it has, please leave a like, please comment down below. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps push the video. And I'll see you in tomorrow's Scorpion video. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.